guys, welcome back to Second Kick Moto and Auto. Been a little while since my last video, but life's been busy. So got the Shadow behind me here. Now, after riding the Harley with the LED lights, it's actually hard to take this bike out at night, even with the halogens. There's just no comparison. So I've gone ahead and ordered some LED lights for it, and we're going to see what kind of difference we can make. Now, I'll get you spun around here. I like the vintage look of the bike, so I didn't want to go with like a Daymaker style light and spotlight, fog light, driving light, whatever you want to call those little ones on the sides. So I've actually just got LED bulbs to replace the three of them. And we're going to see what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead, if I can find my key, and I'll come back in a minute. I'm going to turn all the lights out in the garage. And I'll show you what these ones look like, and then we'll do a comparison once I get the new ones in. I should show you too while I've got you. I did finally put a seat rail on the back of this. This is actually off of an old Harley, and all I did was the steel rail underneath the Shadow seat. I just slid in so it lined up. And I drilled 2 holes because it's got nuts welded onto the actual seat rail, and it's got some bolts and bolted it right up in, and that's it. Looks pretty good. I can still open and close the bags, and there we go. So I'll come back with the lights out, and we'll turn the lights of the bike on, and you can see what they look like now. So I got to be careful here because I'm kind of balancing the bike, trying to have it somewhat upright. Now I'm only 5 or 6 feet away from the garage door here, and we do have some light from a window coming in, but you get the point. And that's the high beam. Now this is an upgraded halogen bulb. As you can see, it's pretty bright, but I have a feeling the LED is gonna way outdo this. Okay, so let's get to the install. So a lot of this is two-handed, so I'm just gonna show you quick. It's a Phillips screw, and the nut does hold on the other side, but watch, they will drop. You don't want to lose them. And that gets your spotlights. And then it's an 8mm bolt for your headlight right here and right here. And that pulls the whole headlight housing out, and you can get to the light behind. Also, my speedometer light's burnt out. I noticed that the other night, so we're going to try and change that while I'm in there too. Okay, now that I've got the headlight out, let me tell you, this plug can be tricky. You got to wiggle it very, very carefully back and forth, and wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it. It doesn't hurt to get a screwdriver under there. Just don't pry too hard. And I'll show you the change of the light bulb on the bench. But right now, I have no dash light, so we got to figure that out. So this is the bottom of the speedometer. This is in your headlight housing, just so you can see. And right here, pull this down. Yep. So right there, it's just pushed in there with rubber is your light bulb. If I can get this out, yep. And it's just one of your standard little, they call these peanut lights. A couple different versions. This is the most common one. I actually think I got one here, luckily enough, so we can change that out. Okay, so I've got a new bulb in here. Where are we? Up here. So I'm just going to turn, push it back up in, see if I can get a focus. Boom. And it's in. And to make sure that's what the problem is, let's watch there. Turn the key on. Aha! We have a speedometer. Light, I should say. So, good to know. I kind of wondered how hard that was going to be. That's super easy. Okay, so now we'll get to the headlight. I'm actually going to grab the headlight. I took the bulb out. The bulb was a problem. But This locks over like so, and it clips down under like that to hold it in place. You simply clip it out, flip it over, and your bulb will only go in one way into these tabs. And let's see if I can one-handedly get this open. This is the bulb I got. It's a part number if it helps. So I can pull this out and have a look at it. This one doesn't have a fan or a cooler on it. I don't know if that means anything or not, but that is the headlight. Supposedly it's super bright. So I know by where my visor is roughly where this has got to go. And yep, it sits right in like you see. See there's little notches for it to sit in. And we will fold this over. Let that down. Lock that in place. And there's this little rubber boot that goes on top of here. Actually, it should go this way, leaving your plug exposed. And now I'm going to carry this over to the bike, and I'll probably come back once I've got this on, but essentially plug it back in, get your holes lined up there and there with the holes on the side of the case, put your bolts back in. Just snug, you don't have to reef them right down because you'll end up stripping them. And there's the LED installed. You can see the difference between the old lights and the new LED. This is the low beam. I don't know if I can reach around and get high beam here. Wow. Okay. So that's high beam. That ought to be a lot nicer at night. Okay, so we're going to get to the side lights now. So here I've got the spot or fog light. I took the trim ring off and the little visor. That's a bit of a handful, especially when you go to put them back on. I don't think these are the factory Honda ones. They're a little deeper, actually like them nicer. They're not like the flat pancake. It's a little different bulb style. These actually got a really weird bulb in them. But simply it's like a reverse light for a car. You push, turn, and then lift it out. And then I'll show you the light once it's out. Okay, I've got one of the driving lights done. As you can see, that's the old bulb. That's the new bulb. And obviously we got our bright LED headlight now. So I'm going to do the other side, but I'm going to show you quick before I get going here. Now, there's so many different fog light companies and stuff, and driving light, spotlight companies. This is what that one looks like off of my bike. Such a weird, rare bulb. I don't even know where to begin. I've never seen one before. I managed to find LED on Amazon. They came in a package. They don't even have a part number on them. The problem being is you can see this is like a high-low beam. See those two? That's your connector. One's high, one's low. And these are like your normal, like a reverse light where it's just one. So it's up to you. If you end up in this same situation, you can either go to most automotive stores and you can buy the socket and it'll slide in the same socket hole for the wiring connector, and you just select your high or low, whatever you prefer. I went with the brightest, obviously. And you could just rewire it that way, or you can do what I did, and it depends on how handy you are with a soldering gun. I actually soldered these two connectors together, so I put a piece of solder in between them, a good mound of it, and made sure it was smooth, so when it connected to the socket and the bike it would still work. And as you can see, it works just fine. So I'm going to get that done, get the other one in, and then we'll do a dark test and we'll do a comparison. So I just figured I'd show you how I did that. Like I say, you don't want to wreck your light bulb, so you got to know, be confident in your soldering. But I just dropped the bulb down in. It's a bit hot here, so I got to be careful. In a socket that it would fit in, and I joined the two across. And that's all you need to do to make it work. And then you'll be on the brightest because it lights up everything. These are neat because they kind of got a projector in the end as well. So I'm going to get this installed and I'll come back. Just wanted to show you quickly before I turn the lights out with the garage door shut and show you the difference. Okay, this is about the same distance. And there you go. Holy cow, what a difference. Trying to get it so you can see here a little better behind the windshield. But yeah, you can clearly see that's much brighter, and that's the high beam. So very nice. This will be much better at night. As you can see, I can see my speedometer again, which is nice. I rode home the other night and I had to use the street lights coming down the highway to see when I actually when I could how fast I was going. Okay, guys and gals, that's going to be the end of this video. I will say future plans on this bike. Obviously, I can always convert this back to 2 seats with the tour pack and everything, which I like, but I think we're going to try and find an LED insert for that taillight as well. I know they're out there, and that'll probably be a future project, just so I'm more visible at night, because like I say, I do like the look, and I want to keep it looking like an old bike, but I do want to be safe as well, which is always something to keep in mind. So yeah, well, if this video has helped you at all, or you just like it, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It helps the channel out, help me grow. And if you want to know when I put more content up, please tap that bell. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.